Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video, we will talk about problem solving. So whether you are a business owner, you are a manager, or even if you're an individual trying to achieve something for your career or for your freelance work, you will always be coming across obstacles, challenges, problems. And how do we solve those problems? Now, while there are different techniques and strategies and tools that you could use for problem solving, and we will be covering those in a series of videos on problem solving, the start has to be a well-defined problem statement. And this is where most businesses struggle. Now, you would have heard of SMART goals, right? SMART goals. SMART is an acronym. S stands for specific, M is for measurable, A is attainable, that is realistic goals. R is for relevant, a goal that is aligned to your long-term objectives, and T is time-bound. So you need to have a clear deadline for measuring and achieving those goals. So when goals are SMART, you can't have problems that are dumb. So what I mean by dumb problems are merely statements. They just state the hypothesis, they just state the condition that, okay, our sales are decreasing, I'm not getting a job, we're not able to hire candidates, customers are not happy. But these are not problem statements. These are the symptoms. Now, suppose if you're in a meeting, you run a small business and you want to know what's not been going well, and somebody in your team says that, okay, the sales have been declining in the last 1 month. Our sales have dropped by 23%. But is that enough? But what do you do in the meeting? Everybody present in the meeting will then have to go through and start digging into data to understand the reasons behind a 23% decline in sales. But in case if the person responsible for sales, when he or she comes up with the problem, is able to define the problem, the what, why, when, where of the problem, that, okay, this is what is the actual symptom, right? Not just drop in sales, maybe drop in website traffic, or maybe we've lost the rankings for our topmost landing pages, or we've not been able to send new email campaigns in the last 15 days, or if our telecaller has not been keeping well and has not been coming to office for the last 3 days or the last 4 days. So we need to really pinpoint the exact problem to be able to solve the problem and then help your business or yourself as an individual solve that problem. So I'll show you a few examples. Let me just share my screen here and let me show you a few examples of both the versions, the dumb version and the SMART version. So we will start with the dumb problem statement. So here is the first example. Now, you're in a meeting where all of a sudden, suppose you run an e-commerce website, or you sell online on Amazon or Flipkart or any other such marketplaces, and all of a sudden you've been receiving calls from customers who are complaining about late deliveries. So you have a small meeting, you're huddled with your team, and your operations manager or your e-commerce manager tells you that a lot of customers have been calling to complain about late deliveries. Is that a problem? Yes, that's a problem. But what do you do with this information? Does it give you any direction as a business owner or as a team running an e-commerce operations? Does it give you any direction that where is it that you should look into? So now what will happen is the entire team will have to go back or fire up your laptop, go to your analytics page and try and dig into the problem. That's a waste of time, waste of resources, waste of energy. Let's see a better version of this problem. So we received 27 calls in the last 1 week with late delivery complaints. That is 8% of total online orders. 80% of those calls are from West Bengal and Bihar. Now, for anybody who is not familiar with Indian geography, West Bengal and Bihar are 2 states in India on the eastern side. This is a rephrase of the same problem that a lot of customers have been calling to complain about late deliveries. But when this dumb statement doesn't give you any direction, any hint on whether you really have a problem or not? And if you have a problem, how big it is and where is it occurring? This statement gives you some direction, makes some sense out of it. Dumb becomes smart. We received 27 calls in the last 1 week. So 27 calls in the last 1 week with late delivery complaints. That is 8% of total online orders. So first you need to check into how many calls do you normally receive for late deliveries. Now 8% of all orders is a bit high. So obviously there is a problem. But suppose if you're running a business where your complaints have always been like 5 to 6 or 7%, then that's not a big increase. But let's say it is. Let's say your complaints usually are less than 1% of your total orders. Then 27 calls in the last 1 week and 8% of total online orders complaining of late deliveries is exactly a problem. So now with this statement, you can actually make out whether it really is a problem or not. A lot of times we try and fix things that are not broken, right? Only if 2 or 3 customers would call in the morning and would complain about late deliveries, suddenly there's a lot of commotion in the office that our orders are late, customers are complaining. But there would have just been 3 calls. So this statement lets you actually figure out that there definitely is a problem because you have some numbers here. 27 calls in 1 week, 8% of total online orders. This gets a little better. They tell you that 80% of these calls were from West Bengal and Bihar. So you get a sense that people from the eastern states are calling for late deliveries because there could be a problem with delivery, maybe something wrong with the transport, the delivery partner. So now this statement, which is a rephrase of the earlier dumb statement, gives you some sense into whether there really is a problem or not, and what, where, and when has something gone wrong. Let's look at another example. Now here, you've asked your HR team, your recruiting team to hire a couple of candidates for a new profile, but they've not been able to find somebody. You come back office the next morning and you ask them the status of the hiring task. And this is a reply that you get. None of the candidates match the job description, hence hiring is slow. Now, does this give you any direction? It does not. It's a dumb problem statement. Let's look at the smarter alternative. We screened 13 resumes in the last 3 days, downloaded from xyz.com, and none matched the job description. So now as an owner or as an HR manager, you get a sense of what they've done in the last 3 days, 13 resumes. So first you need to figure out, is that enough? In 3 days, if they've downloaded 13 resumes from one source, is that enough? So now you can go ahead and tell them that, okay, xyz.com may have worked in the past. It's not working now for this profile specifically. Go and try another portal, take a 1 week subscription for another job portal, or talk to so-and-so agency, maybe go on sites like LinkedIn and put a paid job ad there. Now here you have a sense of the problem. In this dumb statement, you don't have that. Here it tells you that in 3 days, they've used a portal called xyz.com and downloaded 13 resumes. So you know what, when, how much has been done and what really is the problem. So you can instantly guide them towards a solution. Let's look at an individual problem statement. Here is a person who's lost the job. You would see a lot of such statements on social networks when people are struggling to find jobs. So here is one person who's complaining, I have had no luck with my job search. So this person is reaching out to maybe a senior, a friend, or a colleague and is talking about his or her bad luck with job search. I have had no luck with my job search. But how do you help the person? How do you identify whether enough efforts have been made to find a job? Let's look at the smarter version of this dumb problem statement. So the person now says that I've applied to 7 marketing executive jobs in the last 15 days. I received only 1 response and didn't get the job. Now you could tell the person that there isn't a problem as such. A person who is not employed, is not working, if in 15 days, excuse me, In 15 days, if all you've done is apply to 7 marketing executive jobs and you only received 1 response, you've not tried enough. You need to be better with and more focused with your job search and job applications. So now you could go ahead and maybe go to your smartphone or your laptop, go to job portals, go to LinkedIn. The person seems to be working as a marketing executive. That's what he or she needs. So you could go ahead and you could look at companies in that geography if they're looking to work from office, or if remote working is the goal, you could look for companies all over who are hiring remote marketing executives. Or you could look at the cover letter, you could look at the resume, and you could give the person a task to apply, let's say, to 30 job openings, 40 job openings in the next 2 days. So now, compared to the previous statement where it says, I have had no luck with my job search, here you have a problem. Look, in 15 days, all you've done is apply to 7 marketing executive jobs. And let me tell you, this is a reality with job search. We need to approach job search as a mission. You have to really focus a couple of hours each day to filter out relevant vacancies. So these 3 examples give you the dumb version and the smart version of the same problem. The smart version lets you take the right decision and gives you a direction to you, to the entire team, on where you should be looking into and where you should be focusing your energy, your efforts to solve these problems. So stop solving dumb problems. Anybody, if you are a small business owner or a manager, if anybody in your team comes to you with dumb problem statements, show them the door. Give them the guidelines. And this is what you want them to phrase the statement as, the what, why, where, and when, and come back to you. So dumb problems are statements with 0 clarity. They only state the obvious and lack direction. Let's look at the guidelines for a problem statement. First, what is the problem? And this what doesn't have to be only subjective. It needs to have the numbers. So 15 job applications, 27 calls, 8% of all online orders have been complaining about late delivery. So what is the problem? Why is it a problem? So if customers have been calling for late deliveries, why is it a business problem? Because it will impact repeat orders. It will impact customer experience. It will impact the business revenue. So why is it a problem? Where is the problem occurring? So resumes from xyz.com don't match the job description. Customers from West Bengal and Bihar are getting orders delivered late. So where is the problem occurring? Who is experiencing the problem? Whether customers, employees, a particular department, your vendors, suppliers, who is being affected by the problem, and when is the problem occurring? For example, again, if it's an online business, do customers have problems signing up? Do customers have problem with the payment or the checkout process? Do customers have problems with the delivery process? So you need to look at when is the problem occurring. So this is a guideline. This guideline comes from Six Sigma DMAIC. So what is the problem? Why is it a problem? Where is the problem occurring? Who is experiencing the problem? And when is the problem occurring? So follow these guidelines. It doesn't always have to be exactly this, but ensure that any problem statement is not dumb. Statements have to be concise. Statements have to be fact-based. And they don't have to be merely a hypothesis or an assumption or a statement. Customers are not happy. Too many customers are calling. Too many customers are complaining. We're not able to find the right candidates. I'm not getting a job. That does not work. That's a waste of time, waste of energy, waste of resources. So if you want to achieve your business goals or your personal goals, and you have smart goals, ensure that you also have smart problems. Don't solve dumb problems. So this was the first in the problem solving series of videos that I'll be uploading on my channel. I'll be coming up with problem solving tools on how to use those problem solving tools and different strategies that you could use to solve business and personal problems, be it your business, be it your career, or be it other life and business goals. So do keep watching my channel, subscribe to get notifications, and also show some love and support to my channel. I'll see you in my other videos. Till then, take care and be safe.